Like I said, basically Richard Nixon or JFK or Jimmy Carter or some of them actually realized at some point in time that it did matter. That a lot of people said, "What does it matter once we're old and dead?" Like Rodney's saying, "What does it matter once he's 80? You know, they're just gonna lock me up or whatever. It'll be too late by then." And it's like, well, time doesn't always work that way. Time travel is a real thing, and even though you're 80 or 90, or even though you may be dead, that doesn't mean that something else can't grab you and still torture the shit out of you and do whatever it wants to you. Some things like me, basically. And like I said, I'm just one of the great epic rulers and epic creators, and also the namer of America and builder of the American government and everything else. So, and then of course there's all my life forms that owed me a debt of gratitude and the fact that I brought them into existence. And then of course there's all the stuff that America or the humans were doing on other planets and other places, trying to get technology, trying to torture things, and all the torture and stuff like that. And a lot of them actually weren't actually seeking vengeance. They were just trying to stop the bloodshed that was obviously coming from the Congress and the American government. Or actually, I wouldn't say, they're not really the American government. They're Congress, basically. Richard Nixon, John McCain, Zachary or Bill Gates, and all that stuff. So like I say, Nixon, JFK was actually tortured quite a bit, and tortured for a very, very, very long time. Like I said, at some point in time, I just said, show them no mercy, and I simply don't care about them. They had nothing to do with me. They're not part of my group. They're not part of anything that I was doing, and had no significance whatsoever on time and space or reality, other than shoving a gun underneath the necks of women. So there are a lot of people like this, and like I said, I was doing something about some of them, and did do something about some of them. And then, of course, I think the exoskeletons and the 1.5s were having problems on their own planets and were going after a few people themselves. So anyway, like I say, I don't really care. It doesn't matter to me. And a lot of people, Rodney was like, "We're not intimidated. We're not intimidated. You're bluffing, Brian. You're bluffing." And it's like, I wasn't bluffing. I never bluff. You can ask my ex-girlfriend or a lot of people if I ever bluff. And it's like, no, I never bluff, and I don't usually lie. I don't ever mislead or anything. Like I say, I don't really care. I'm ancient. I named a country America and created some laws and some other stuff. And basically a bunch of idiots basically came in and basically they were just chopping off arms and killing people. And then trying to say that they were excused for their crimes. And they thought that just impeachment was all that could be done to them. Or all that I could do. And like I said, you will find it hard. You'll probably be hard pressed to actually find the JFK 30 clones. I believe they are not on this planet or anywhere else around here. I believe. I don't really know what happened to them. What happens to them? Anyway, but like I say, it was basically at some point in time realized that pretty much even though you die, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's over for you. So like I say, I don't really care. It wasn't just me. It was what other people were doing and other life forms were doing. So to Rodney and also some people around me and some other people, well, like I said, I never bluff. I never mislead. And and most people would say that if the Lucifer star says it, it's probably true. Or if Brian Bradley says it, then it's probably true. And yeah, I mean, I have it on pretty good authority. A lot of this stuff is on pretty good authority. Like I said, a bunch of contractors were doing some research and looking around, and also doing some deep mining and stuff like that, and figured out some stuff. Like I said, one of the mining groups, one of the deep mining people said that a bunch of CIA or FBI people came around and started harassing them, and also posting some fake news, calling them religious or blah 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 or this or that, and trying to arrest them. Just because they were digging deep. And like I said, well, it's possible you could have uncovered a mine or a mine shaft or a water system under there. Who knows what's under there? There's a lot of different minings and a lot of different things, and some of them aren't recorded or remembered. And you never know, you might come across one of their mass grave sites underneath the ground. There are some mines where they would actually just push people inside the mine shafts and then close them up and basically let them suffocate and die. What the Republicans and the Democrats did was sometimes really horrible. I said, I don't know. Most people are like, maybe it's a religious artifact or something like that. Well, no, probably not. And they would actually usually let you mine even, like there is also some underground cold or underground nuclear weapons or nuclear storage sites. But usually, they would just tell you or warn you about the location and all that other stuff before you actually dug into them and accidentally, killed yourself or something like that. But anyway, whatever. Like I say, I don't really care. And it basically just came down to a whole bunch of drugs, whole bunch of sex, some LSD. But like I said, usually it wasn't the druggies or drug dealers or drug lords or anything doing any of it. It was usually actually the Congress and some other people that were living inside the White House, the Lucifer Star White House, and also stealing all kinds of stuff. The Yankees and other people that were trying to win and believing that they won. Like I said, Richard Nixon or somebody basically just lied to the people. Just said, we won, we won, we won. But you didn't win, they didn't win, and nobody won. And figuring that it wouldn't matter, by the time you figured it out, it'd be too late. Anyway, like I said, I don't really care. You want to get yourself in prison for the rest of your existence. And like I said, it's very well known that I did pick 1,000 people, 1,000 of the worst, and they probably were tortured for a very, very long time. So I don't know. But these were very, very bad people. People like the people in the Congress and other people like that. Very horrible people, basically, that had lied and, confused and done all these horrible things. And also fucked with me, too, probably. Like I said, some other people were dealing with people that were just messing with me, so... Like I said, I don't care. A lot of people basically got to the future, got to some point in time and space, and were like, oh, we won, we're powerful, we're the only ones in control. It's like, not really true. There's still the future, and there's also the past, and there's also a whole bunch of people with time machines and time travel, and time spaceships and all that other stuff. And, like, they do things, too, and then, whatever. Like I say, I don't really care. It doesn't matter to me. But Rodney was, I'm the voice of Lucifer Star, and even the Pope was like, oh, we're the voice of Lucifer Star, the God, the true God. It's just all this stupid stuff, and it's like, yeah, they're not. I have my own voice, and I can speak my own mind, and blah, 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 and I did, and I was whatever, an epic, and blah, 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 and basically I had these people locked up or just, firing squad and stuff like that. And a bunch of people were killing a bunch of people that were deemed a problem. Although it might have been Nixon or JFK trying to take over, just trying to blame people, just trying to say, oh, well, we... And actually the way it looks is the people that would go out and kill a bunch of people, and then they would lock up a bunch of people or take some of the people they locked up, whatever, and then just shoot them and say, oh, we killed the killers! And it's just a bunch of idiots and stupidity trying to pretend like they were doing something, but they were, anyway, whatever. I don't really care. It's like, yeah, a lot of people died, and it led to bombing, carpet bombing, and a bunch of other horrible stuff. And it's like, I don't really care. It's like, it's in the past, and stuff was being done about it. People were watching and going to do stuff about certain people and certain things, and deal with them. And you can pretend like you're living in the gray area, but whatever. And you can say all kinds of bullshit to me and blah, blah, blah around me and blah, blah, blah. And, like, it doesn't really affect me. It didn't have any effect. I went by logic and reason and sheer evidence. And so did everybody else. And those people that were a problem were being dealt with by either the Chinese or the Russians or even the American population. I'm like, I don't have any control over them. Just like Putin would say, he doesn't have any control over his people, Russia, and I don't either. So, so whatever. Rodney wants to be stupid. Rick Bush wants to be stupid. A bunch of people in Congress want to be stupid and do this and do that and lie about everything. And realistically, that's why they were doing the top secret and national security. And all that kind of stuff. And basically, it's all retarded and all stupid. And just believing like, oh, we're part of something epic, and you're not really part of anything epic. The epic people were in the past. You're part of a bunch of cover-ups and a bunch of stupid shit. And basically, it was Richard Nixon, John McCain, and a bunch of other people that were running from the fact that they were rapists and killers and horrible people that were doing piracy and basically killing a bunch of innocent people that were just trying to work. And mostly they were probably running from what the Chinese or the Japanese would do, even though they said that they wouldn't seek whatever, but they would deal with whatever. A lot of people were dealing with a lot of things worldwide. So anyway, whatever, good luck to you. I don't really give a fuck. But whatever, a lot of computer people, a lot of young kids, oh, we won. It's like, probably not. Anyway, I had the LS spaceship, and I've died like 2 or 3 times, so whatever. Who cares? Oh, well. And this was my one vacation among you, and they're like, oh, we stole, whatever, hey. This is the 3rd time I've been around you people. And I spent hundreds of trillions and billions of years in space, and like it's just about like a bunch of people going, oh, I can see the future. It's like, whatever. And like I said, there's a bunch of people that knew about things that happened in the past, and they were just redoing them. Like, there'll be a great war, and like there was a great battle and whatever, blah blah blah. And it was usually they were actually responsible for it, and they were just doing it again, or something like that. Like there's a lot of people that look throughout your time and space, and actually there's a full recording of Earth and a lot of other planets. So I mean, a lot of other life forms that were a lot more technologically advanced and a lot whatever. We're just watching you, just like wow, And I knew about it and know about it, and it's like I don't really care. It's like I mean, it's called free choice, free will, and free stupidity, or free whatever. There's a lot of epic people and a lot of great people in the world, and there's a lot of really pathetic people in the world. So anyway, I'm just the creator of you, and that was my responsibility, is that I created, I'm the one directly at fault for your existence. So, whatever.